Hello and welcome back to Borthakur IAS Academy. My name is Dibya and today I am here to do your question paper analysis of GS paper number 5 that is related to Assam. Okay, so if you look at the entire question paper, so most of the questions were from our test series. More than 95% of the questions were from our test series, from our newspaper analysis and also from our classroom notes. Okay, so let us discuss all the questions one by one. So the first question is, define according to your light the etymology of the word Assam and Assamia. Okay, so the question is demanding you how the word Assam came into being and what is the meaning of the word Assamia. Okay, so the word Assam, this word Assam, it is generally referred to the Ahoms. Okay, so these Morans and the Borahis, they were the first to be subjugated by the Ahoms. Okay, so they were the first to be subjugated by Ahoms, and by seeing the attitude, the fearlessness of the Ahom tribe, so basically they referred to the Ahoms as Asams. Okay, and basically the meaning of Assam is fearless. Okay, so another thing that can be associated with this word Assam is regarding the topography of Assam. Okay, so if you look at the topography of Assam, it is basically very uneven. Okay, we have the Brahmaputra valley, then we have the hills of the Karbi Anglong NC hills. Okay, then we have another plains. Okay, so we have a very uneven topography. Okay, so the word Assam also mean uneven. Okay, so you should include these things in your answers. Okay, then they are asking about the word Assamia. Okay, so basically now the meaning of the word Assamia is it is a combination of it is a contribution of various tribes of Assam, ranging from the Khasis, Garo. Okay, then we have the Mongoloid tribes from this one, the Ahoms, the Borokocharis. Okay, then we have also the influence of the Dravidian tribes. Okay, so this word Assamia, it is basically culmination of all these tribes and sub-tribes of Assam. Okay, so you should mention these things in your this part of your answer. Okay, then we have the second question is, Assam is a living ethnological museum with its diversity of ethnic communities and the cultural patterns. Illustrate the statement. Okay, so this question has been directly taken from the classroom notes of Assam history, and also we have set this question in your test series. So in this question, basically you have to write about the arrival of the various races. Okay, first came the Negrotis. Okay, so when we are talking about ancient Assam, so basically we are not talking about the present day political Assam. Okay, political map that you see. So basically at that time ancient Assam covered the entire northeastern part of India. Okay, so when the first tribe basically that came to Assam, you can say as Negrotids, and basically we find the elements of Negro tribe among the Nagas. Okay, then the Proto-Australoid came. Okay, then the Proto-Australoids, they came to Assam, and among the Proto-Australoid tribes we have the Khasi, okay, the Rabha tribe. Okay, so they were the first to introduce wet cultivation in Assam. Okay, they introduced the cultivation of paddy, and they also introduced they also brought with them betel nut. Okay, the Khasis, they used to refer to betel nut as squai. Okay, then they also brought with them use of iron. Okay, how to use iron, it was brought by these Proto-Australoids only. Then we have the next racial element that came to Assam is the Mongoloids. Okay, and this Mongoloids, we can trace it from the Huangho River Valley and Yangtze-Kiang River Valley. Okay, Yangtze-Kiang River Valley of China. So basically the Mongoloids, they have these two river valleys that is from China. So from this place, basically the Mongoloid tribes, present day Mongoloid tribes of Assam and the Northeast, they originated. Okay, so the first important Mongoloid tribe that came to Assam is the Borokocharis. Okay, so Borokocharis, and it is basically the combination of various tribes. So in this Borokochari group, you have the Sutias, you have the Sunwal Kosaris. Okay, you have even the Morans. So everybody is included in this Borokochari tribe. Okay, and the Soboche Jono Dango group hoy in this Borokochari basically tribe is the Boros. Okay, this is the largest plain tribe of Assam, Boros. So they are also part of this Borokocharis. Okay, so these Boros, why they are known as Boros? Because they are the elders, most eldest of all these tribes. Okay, so these were the first, basically the branch that came down from the Huangho and the Yangtze-Kiang River Valley of China. Then we have another basically stream of which basically the Ahoms were part. Okay, so Ahoms, they entered into Assam. So after the arrival of these Boro Kacharis and after the arrival of this basically these Mongoloid tribes, the Proto-Australist tribe who were basically living in the floodplains of Assam, they were pushed to the hills. Okay, so nowadays basically when you look at the location of the tribes, Karbi, the Khasis, they reside in the hills. Okay, so initially they were residing in the plains, and after the arrival of these Mongoloid tribes, they pushed these Proto-Australian tribes to the hills. Okay, so this is how the Mongoloids came. Okay, and they intermingle with basically the existing Proto-Australian tribes, and a new culture was born. Okay, which is basically quite unique to our this southeastern part of Asia. Okay, then we have the Dravidians. Okay, Dravidians. So Dravidians, we have the Koibotros. Okay, then the T tribes. Okay, they have T tribes. They have their origin from the Chotanagpur Plateau, and these T tribes were among the last group of people that migrated to Assam. Basically, they migrated to Assam from the Chotanagpur Plateau, and basically they were brought in by the British. Okay, they were brought in by the British mainly for tea cultivation. Okay, then we have the Koibotros. Okay, so basically Dravidian feature in our in the Assamese society, we can find it in the form of I think most of you have seen the use of haldi. Okay, haldi in our Assamese marriage ceremony. So that use of haldi is basically, it can be connected with the Dravidians. Okay, then we have next the Kolitas. Okay, the Kolitas, and basically the origin of the Kolitas, it is quite mysterious. They are generally referred to as Kshatriyas. Okay, they are Kshatriyas, the warrior clan. Okay, and basically they came to Assam and they first settled in the Upper Assam Valley, and nowadays most of the Kolitas, they are basically related to business activities. Okay, they are related to business activities. Then we have the arrival of the Aryans. Okay, so all the Brahmins, they belong to this race, Aryans. Okay, and they brought with them another different culture, another unique culture. Okay, and according to many basically sources, the Kolitas and the Aryans, they are quite related to one another. Okay, so this is how this is the racial composition of the entire state of basically Assam. Okay, and here we see about the intermixing of various tribes and sub-tribes, and it has given birth to a new kind of, you can say, culture, which is basically unique. Okay, so you have to write all these things. Okay, they have brought with them their paddy cultivation introduced Korisila. They have also brought in the use of the iron. They have also brought the use of use in so many beautiful dresses. You have seen so many beautiful festivals. So basically you have to include everything in this answer. Okay, so then only you are going to get good marks. Okay, so next we have the question is, the question number 3 is basically Assamese farmers are organic by default. Elaborate the statement. Okay, so basically the statement is saying that ami ji kheti koru, basically we don't need to put any urea or any other chemical items. Okay, so basically we are naturally very gifted. Okay, so first here you have to point out that why what are the conditions that has led to the organic farming in Assam. Okay, for example, if you look at our geography, it is located in the northeastern part of India. Okay, and we are located in a tropical region. Okay, so we receive a very good amount of basically sunlight. Okay, and we are blessed to be basically drenched by the southwest monsoon also. Okay, we have the southwest monsoon, and a southwest monsoon at a time what I have basically at that time paddy cultivation it is very brilliant time. Okay, timing is very perfect for the arrival of this southwest monsoon, and J2 we are located in the tropical region, so we get enough sunlight for the cultivation of this what called paddy. Okay, then which is basically our staple crop. Okay, then we are blessed to be part of the Brahmaputra river system. Okay, so this Brahmaputra river system, which has its origin in a Tibetan plateau Chamyeongdong glacier. Okay, from there it basically takes a U-turn just above the Arunachal Pradesh through that Namcha Barwa Gorge. Okay, Namcha Barwa Gorge, and then it enters into Arunachal Pradesh, and after that it enters into Assam. Okay, and this Brahmaputra river, it is basically one of the basically biggest river of India or in the wall by drainage, and also it carries huge siltation. Okay, it carries huge siltation, and basically we have around, if I remember correctly, we have around 20 northern Brahmaputra tributary, and southern tributary I think it is around 13. Okay, so basically Brahmaputra has been a kind of, you can say, it has been like a gift for us also, and it is also kind of a curse also. Okay, so how it is a curse, like every year this Brahmaputra river, it gets flooded. Okay, and how it turns into a basically a gift for us, because after flooding this river, because of its huge siltation, it will deposit humus. Okay, huge amount of humus will be deposited in the floodplains. Okay, so basically without using any chemical fertilizer, we can easily grow various type of crops. Okay, we can also grow paddy and all these things. Okay, then if we look at another important crop, that is the tea. Okay, one of the very famous cash crop of Assam, about which we take generally we take pride. Okay, so the cultivation for tea is also like it can be associated with our geography. Okay, so we have a kind of slanting slope. Okay, if you look at our topography, the plains of Assam, it has kind of a slant. Okay, and our soil is also rich in potash. Okay, it is also rich in potash. So basically and the temperature also, we receive around 20 to 25 degree of sunlight temperature. Okay, so basically the temperature is also quite good for cultivation of tea. Okay, then if you look at a slanting slope, this temperature is this topography and the temperature is also good for cultivation of rubber. Okay, so if you look into the rubber cultivation of NC Hills, North Kachar Hills and Karbi Anglong, we will find these qualities. Okay, so basically we are very gifted. Okay, we are very gifted. So there is one at an article I think in one national newspaper in Quint, I think it came in Quint. So basically they have said that Assam is the land of lahe lahe. Okay, it is the land of lahe lahe. So kyo ami lahe lahe we became the citizens of land of lahe lahe, because we are so much gifted. Okay, so suppose tumi jodi kiba aam khaisa, aam khai bela jodi ene doli mai dia without any effort, then after few days you will see the kiba ta goji ulai aise. Okay, just look at the villages of Assam. Okay, no need to go anywhere. Okay, if you want to buy something, kiba tuma vegetable lage, just go into the tuma iman dango bari khon asa tat joa, hoine. If you go into our backyard, you will find a pukhuri, hoine. So we are basically gifted. Okay, we are very gifted by nature. So hetu kane ami okoman elehua hoy goiso. Okay, we are, that is why we are referred to as land of lahe lahe. Okay, so you have to include all these things, okay, in this part. So and this answer you are going to find in the classroom notes and also in our test series. Okay, then we have another important one. Next question: discuss the importance and the scope of Agrobase Industries in Assam. Okay, so Agrobase Industry question, we have already put this question in the test series. Okay, test series or test series. So basically it is asking about the importance. Okay, how much important this agrobase industry is for economic development of Assam. So yet we have to speak about the importance, how much employment it generates. Okay, and what are the reasons that led to the growth of this agrobase industries. Already we know we are very naturally very gifted. So there are many agrobase industry like matchmaking industry. Okay, then we have the plywood industry. Okay, plywood industry. At one point of time we were leading. Okay, we were leading in a plywood manufacturing. Okay, but now we have been replaced by Haryana. Okay, just imagine Haryana is a dry state and basically it has replaced us. Okay, in plywood manufacturing. So what they have done, they have started cultivating this one, poplar tree. Poplar tree. Okay, they have started cultivating this tree, poplar tree, which is basically very good for making plywoods. Okay, and we are very much gifted. Our natural biodiversity juntu, it is very rich. Okay, it is very rich. So we have proper plywood industry, matchmaking industry. Okay, so we have to write about all this. We have also now food processing industries also, they are coming up in Assam. Okay? We have this food processing industries. Then we have basically fruit cultivation and vegetable. So all these are basically agrobase industries, and you have to mention about their location and all this, and why it is important for us. Mainly they are important for us because, as we know, we don't have any very big industries. Okay, so this small industries, they are mainly located in the rural areas. Okay, they are located in the rural areas, and they provide a huge amount of employment. Okay, and mainly in these industries you will find gender equity. Okay, you will find gender equity. Mainly you will see the participation of women. Okay, and which is very good. We will see the participation of women. So this question you will find it in our test series. Okay, set number A, question number 6. So to tate paba. Then we have the next question, that is next question. Give an outline of the Jibondinga scheme of the government of Assam. Okay, so if you have been seriously following our newspaper analysis of Assam Tribune that we provide online, then you can easily solve this scheme. Okay, so this question was not something that came out of blue. Okay, this was quite common. So if you look at the entire question paper of this GS5, it is a very standard. Okay, so basically they are asking question from Ekdom pura western part of Assam to the eastern part of Assam. Okay, when they are asking about Kalicharan Brahma, they are basically asking you to read about the Boro tribe. Okay, when you are going to answer about the racial element, diversity of our culture, you are going to read about all the tribes. Okay, then when you are going to talk about basically tea industry, you are going to talk about the upper part of Assam, the Barak Valley. Okay, so it is very good. These questions are very good. They are very good quality. So kudos to APSC for setting such questions of high standard. So this Jibondinga scheme. Okay, so this Jibondinga scheme, it was introduced by Inland Water Transport Department. Okay, so basically to start how to answer this question, you have to first start from how, like, we have so much of inland water capacity, but because of the use of outdated boats, basically what we see is that boat dangor ghotona hoy, we see boat tragedy, and recently we have also seen boat tragedy happening in Majuli. Okay, so this scheme was basically brought in by Inland Water Department in the year, I think 2017 or 16, if I am not wrong. 2016 and 17 to introduce korisile, but recently it was in news because of the Majuli tragedy. Okay, so Majuli tragedy, all of a sudden it came into limelight. Okay, so basically a Jibondinga scheme on that ki korise, the government, they are going to provide basically 70% subsidy in buying modern basically boats. Okay, so the main problem with our Inland Water Transport Department is that the boats that we are using, most of the boats, they are outdated. Okay, tat ki hoy generally our truck or engine lagi thake. Okay, so what's a common to, you will find the engines of Pulsar 180. Okay, so Pulsar 180 engine, so tomaloke the news of pai thaka hoine the Pulsar bike uthai pelai loi gol. So basically after the theft, basically those engines, they end up in these boats only. Okay, and these boats, these engines, they are very underpowered. Okay, they are very underpowered when the Brahmaputra is in full swing. The Brahmaputra pura baroni pani pura full hoi thake, these engines are basically underpowered. Okay, so it was government of Assam ki decide koile with the assistance from World Bank. Okay, they took assistance from the World Bank, and it is basically a 100 crore scheme. Okay, 100 crore at a scheme hoy. So they have taken the assistance of World Bank, and they have decided to introduce boats with higher engine capacity. Okay, so it yat ki ase duta condition dise je 70% teloke খরচ বহন কৰিব বুলি কৈছিলে. Okay, but after this Majuli tragedy, now government is offering যে 100% আমি খরচ দিম. Okay, free of cost we are going to provide you these engines. Okay, just put it on. Okay, যাতে আৰু এনেকা মাজুলি নিচিনা একো আৰু যাতে একো ডাঙৰ ঘটনা নহয়. Okay, so তেওঁলোকে 100% subsidy দিম বুলি কৈছে. Okay, free of cost they are going to put in those engines. আৰু দুটা টাইপ অফ boats তেওঁলোকে provide কৰিব. So যিখিনি boats which are less than basically 5, okay, 5 years কে যিটা কম হৈ আছে, তেওঁলোকক প্ৰথমতে first preference দিয়া হ'ব. Okay, then they are going to look into the boats which are basically more than 5 years. Okay, সেইখিনি boatsক তেওঁলোকে কি কৰিম বুলি কৈছে, আমি তেওঁলোককো দিম, but after proper scrutiny. Okay, after proper scrutiny of the entire boat, তেওঁলোক structure scrutiny কৰাৰ পিছতহে they are going to provide these subsidies. Okay, so this is about the Jibondinga scheme. So if you have been following our Assam Tribune newspaper analysis that we provide in our YouTube channels, so you can easily answer this question. Okay, you can easily answer this question. Then we have the next question. about evaluate the long-term effects of the reforms of Kalicharan Brahma on the Boro society. Okay, so this question is kind of it is a very good question. Okay, we should know about the Boro tribe. It is the largest plain tribe of Assam. Okay, it is the largest plain tribe of Assam, and the first basically the proto-historic king of Assam was from this Boro tribe only. Okay, his name was Mohiranga Danav. Okay, of Danav dynasty. He was basically ruled over this Moirang Parbat, which you will find just near Beltola. Okay, GS Road side, you will find this Moirango, his place where he ruled. So he is thought to be from the Boro tribe. Okay, Boro Mulia Mano. Okay, so basically Kalicharan Brahma, he is the founder of APSU. Okay, All Boro Student Union. Okay, so he is a social reformer. He is a social reformer from the Boro tribe. So basically, if you study about the Indian history, you will find about various social reformers. We will find about Raja Rammohn Roy. Okay, they reformed the society because at one point of time our Indian society was kind of corrupt. Okay, so Kalicharan Brahma, he's one such kind of social reformer from Assam. Okay, so basically basically original Boro tribe, they were following the Batho religion. Okay, so a huge amount of conversion was going on during the British period, and basically the people, they have lost touch with the original the spirituality of the Batho religion. Okay, so most they lost connection with the original religion, and so that is why to initiate reform, okay, he started basically initiating reform. He reintroduced the Batho religion. Okay, and the followers, they were basically known as Brahmas. Okay, the followers of this reform movement were basically known as Brahmas, and they have this Brahmas, basically they have a higher stature in the entire Boro society. Okay, so Brahmas, they are mainly the followers of the social reform movement that was carried by Kalicharan Brahma. Okay, so later on he founded the APSU, All Boro Student Union, and later on, with the help of Upendranath Brahma, another very important figure in the Assam history. Okay, Upendranath Brahma, Borofa. Okay, so basically the Boros, they started feeling, okay, that we have a separate identity. Okay, and they started demanding basically a separate state called Boroland. Okay, so social reformer asle Kalicharan Brahma. Okay, and then please read about Upendranath Brahma, Borofa. Okay, Pohiba, both these questions are very good questions actually. Okay, as an aspirant of civil service, we should know about Kalicharan Brahma, Upendranath Brahma, contribution to the Assamese society. Actually আমি জানিব লাগে, so বহুত ধুনিয়া question এটো সুধিছে. Okay, then we have the next question. Draw a pen picture of Dr. Bhupen Hazarika as a cultural icon of the 20th century. Okay, so this is a very generic question. If you read any books related to Assam, you will find a detail. Okay, you will find detail about Bhupen Hazarika. Okay, so Padma Vibhushan paisile, he have made enormous contribution to in the field of basically to the introduction of folk music of Assam to the national scene. Okay, Huda Gantha boli koa hoy, basically one whose throat is basically filled with honey. Okay, Huda Gantha boli koa hoy. So Bharat Ratna paise, posthumously he was awarded a Bharat Ratna also. So basically it is a very generic question, and you can write many things about Bhupen Hazarika. Okay, he have made enormous contribution to the field of development of art and culture. Okay, in Assam. Okay, mainly in with regard to the music. Okay, he have written very famous songs which are like classics. Okay, classics. Then we have the next question. Write a brief account of the literary achievement of any one of the following authors: Birendra Kumar Bhattacharya, Indira Goswami, Nilamani Fukonn. Okay, so etu question quite generic. If you read about any study material that is related to Assam, you will find this question. Okay, you will get detail about Birendra Kumar Bhattacharya, Indira Goswami, Nilamani Fukonn. Okay, so this is a very generic question. Then we have next question. Discuss the steps taken by the government of Assam in the realm of gender equality in recent years. Okay, so if you have followed our newspaper analysis, the budget analysis that we have provided with regard to Assam, you are going to find many points. Okay, so this question, how you are going to start? First, start talking about the gender budgeting. Okay, the concept of gender budgeting. So it if you see in the budget of India or in the budget of Assam, we see basically gender specific schemes introduced to start korise. Okay, because now basically the government is focusing, they are basically focusing on the empowering the women. Okay, so in women basically they occupy 48% of our total population. Okay, and out of them only 26% are part of our basically income generating that whole scheme. Okay, they're part of that whole scheme. So because of various biases they face, like patriarchal mindset, there are many factors that led to the basically gender inequality in India and in Assam. So the key government, they have started introducing gender budgeting. Okay, so gender budgeting mane ki hoy, basically women specific basically schemes introduce will start korise. Okay, so the question to who says the government of Assam can key scheme introduce korise. Okay, so there are many schemes. Okay, if you just look into our budget analysis of Assam, tate tomaloke bahutkhini schemes paba. Okay, we have schemes like Arundhati. Okay, schemes like Arundhati, you can mention about them. You have schemes like Pragyan Bharati. Pragyan Bharati scooty je dise. Okay, free education to girls. Pragyan Bharati scheme on that. Arundhati scheme ase 1 tola hon or else 30,000 rupees dibo. So you can mention about these schemes. Then we have also another scheme like Atmanirbhar Assam. Atmanirbhar Assam and Atmanirbhar Nari. Okay, so we have this scheme also for women empowerment. Okay, then we have the concept of Birangana. Okay, if you have been in Guwahati city, you have seen basically the Birangana commandos. Okay, they are kind of quite unique. Okay, they are kind of quite unique. They have been raised to fight against the crimes that has been that are being committed against the women. Okay, so Birangana commando unit police. Then we also see the number of women police personnel in the Assam police, it has been increased. Okay, their quota has been increased. So these are all basically steps that has been taken by the government of Assam with regard to the gender equality. Okay, then we also have the pink buses, women only buses. In Assam, we have pink buses that is introduced in Guwahati city. Okay, so ekhini bahut points ase. Okay, bahut points ase, and you will get the maximum content of this question with when you will see our budget analysis. Okay, in Assam Tribune part. So budget analysis jeta sabo tate bahut kini kotha mention kora ase. Okay. Then we have give a brief account of the traditions of folk and classical dances of Assam. Okay, so this is also quite a generic question. You will find this question, the content for this question, in any book you will find it. Okay, so there are many dances. Bihu kotha likhibo ba, Bagorumba kotha likhibo ba, Wangla dance. You can write about Wangla dance, Wangala dance. Then we have the Hotriya dance. Hotriya dance ase, Wangla dance of the Garos. Hotriya dance ase, basically it is it depicts the mythological stories from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita. Okay, in a basically dancing move. And Hotriya ase, and they have the origin in the Hotros of Assam. Okay, then we have basically Jhumur. Okay, Jhumur dance of the tea tribes. So then we have basically Bagorumba dance of the Boro tribe. Okay, so you can write many dances. Okay, there are many dance forms in Assam, so you can easily write this, attempt this question. It is very good question. So let us move to the next question, that is question number 11. Give a thumbnail sketch of the early history of Kamrupa with special reference to the Bormon dynasty. Okay, so this question we have asked in our test series. Okay, so to be very specific, we have this question in set A, in set B also we have asked this question. Okay, and it is also part of our classroom notes. Okay, so it is also part of our classroom notes. So yat ite hudise about the early history of Kamrup. Okay, about the early history of Kamrup. So yat you have to start from basically the Paleolithic age. If you want to write a proper answer, you have to start from the Paleolithic age. Okay, Paleolithic age of kotha likhibo laibo. You have to mention about the important sites that are related to this Paleolithic age. Okay, then you have to write about the Neolithic age. Okay, so in Assam what happens, we don't have the Mesolithic age, okay, we don't have the Mesolithic age just like the rest of India. We have, after Paleolithic, we have the Neolithic age, okay, the new stone age, okay. So you have to mention about the various basically the sites where these Neolithic sites are located. For example, Paleolithic sites you will find it in a Garo hills, in a Khasi hills, okay. Then you will find Neolithic sites scattered over all over the plains of Assam, okay. Right from Hodia to Dhuri you will find many Neolithic sites, okay. Then next you have to write about the megalithic age, okay. Megalithic age or basically you will find megalithic structures mainly in if you went to Natyang, okay, if you visited Meghalaya, Natyang jodi goisa tat tumaloke paba megalithic structures, okay. Then also in a Karbi hills also you will find megalithic structures, okay. So these are the things you have to mention, okay. Then after that you have to mention about the proto-historic, basically the kings, okay, proto-historic kings. So Danab dynasty, okay, Danab dynasty were kings, you have to mention about them, okay. Then we have the Noroka Bhoma dynasty, okay, Noroka Bhoma dynasty. So just basically iman detail or likhibo na lage because it is just 250 words you have to complete it. So Danab dynasty likhile basically you have to mention about the Mohirongo Danab, okay, and these terms basically this Danab and Okhur, okay, and these terms like Danab and Okhur are basically the monikers that were applied by the Aryans to the non-Aryans, okay. So jikhini Aryans asle they used to refer to the non-Aryans as the Danabs and Akhur, okay. Mohirongo he is referred to as Danab, and teo pisot jikhini teo successors asle they were Akhurs, okay. So kind of they are lesser demons, okay. Then we have the Noroka Bhoma dynasty, okay. We have the story of Norkakhur, all of you have heard about the story of Norkakhur, about the Kamakhya temple, okay. He is associated with the Kamakhya temple. So you have to mention about this, okay, Noroka Bhoma dynasty, okay. Then second part of the question at Q is with special reference to the Bormon dynasty, okay. After finishing about Danab dynasty, Noroka Bhoma dynasty, if you want to mention, you can also write about Bhismok Raja also, okay. If you basically can write, you can also write about Bhismok Raja and all those kings. Then you have to start the Bormon dynasty, okay. In the Bormon dynasty mainly yat Tinjon Raja Kosa mainly mention kori pari. One is Pushya Burman, okay. He is the founder of the Bormon dynasty, Pushya Burman. He was contemporary of Samudragupta, okay. And the first epigraphical record about the kingdom of Assam was mentioned in Allahabad pillar, okay. Allahabad pillar of Samudragupta, okay. First epigraphical mention of Assam has been mentioned in this pillar, okay. Allahabad pillar, or it is consist of mainly 33 lines, okay, 33 lines, and it was written by court poet of Samudragupta, Harisena. It is written in Sanskrit, and they have mentioned about this kingdom called Kamrup, okay, which is located to the northeastern part of the Gupta empire, okay, and it is referred to as a tributary empire basically, okay. So you have to mention about Pushya Burman. Then you can also mention about the Mahendra Burman, okay. He was the first king who overthrew the suzerainty of the Gupta rulers from Assam, and he also did what? Mahendra Burman, he also performed Aswamed Puja, okay. Aswamed Puja organized quickly. He was the first king from Assam who did the Aswamed Puja, okay. Then the most important king, Bhaskar Burman, okay, the most important king. So Bhaskar Burman, he is known as Kumar Raja also because he was unmarried. Kumar Raja, he was unmarried, and he was basically he ascended the throne at a very young age, okay. So that is why he is also known as Kumar Raja, and he had a very friendly relationship with Indian ruler Harshavardhan, okay. Harshavardhan bahut bhal friendly relation asle, and in 643 AD you can also write about the arrival of Yuan Sang, okay. Yuan Sang aisile Assamole, and he have written a very good account, okay, good account about Assam in his book Siyuki, okay. He have given a very good account about Assam in his book Siyuki, okay. So you can mention all these points, okay. So later on Bhaskar Burman, he is going to take part in a religious ceremony that Harshavardhan is going to organize in Kanauj, in basically Allahabad jikhini tumar religious ceremony organize koribo tat goi pelai he is going to take part, he is going to participate. So ekhini kotha you have to mention, okay. And later on Bhaskar Burman, he will die, okay, childless. He will die childless, and the kingdom, it will be taken over by Salastambas, okay. Salastamba dynasty ahibo. So ekhini kotha you have to mention, okay. So all these details you are going to find it in our classroom notes, and also we have given test series amar jita dia asile you will find this question in set A B C and even in E. Okay, test series number A B C and even in E we have questions which are kind of quite similar to this question. Okay, quite similar to this question. So in test series tomaloke etu question pai jaba. Okay, then we have write a brief essay on the Assamia Buronji literature of Assam. Okay, so this question is directly from our test series. Okay, it is from our test series set number C. Okay, directly etu question our test series of tumi tomaloke etu pai jaba question. Okay, and even from our classroom notes you will get this question. Okay, so about this question, so Buronji literature, basically Buronji mane ki hoy hetu tomaloke mention koribo lagibo. Okay, you have to mention about the Buronjis, and basically they were chronicles. Okay, they were basically written by the Ahom kings, and initially they were written in Thai bhasha. Okay, in Thai bhasha likhisile, Thai language likhisile, and later on Assamese was used. And mainly these Buronjis, they were basically written by two groups of people. Okay, so eta likhisile one kind of Buronjis were written by royal writers. Okay, jigijon tumne Ahom Rojar bikhoye likhisile, so eta group hetu asile. Then there were some Buronjis which are related to certain families, okay, of Ahom royalty. Okay, so there are two kinds of Buronjis and they have been written in Hasi pato likhisile. Okay, and you will get many incidents. Okay, for example, if you study our classroom notes, you will go get about Sokorifeti Buronji. Okay, so Sokorifeti Buronji basically ki hoisile Kirti Chandra Borua bikhoye bahut beya ki likhisile. Okay, he was basically Borborua, Kirti Chandra Borua, তেওঁ বিষয়ে বহুত বেয়াকে লিখিছিলে in Sokorifeti Buronji, যে he is of very low origin. Okay, so basically there is one incident, he burned many Buronjis. Okay, বহুত খিনি Buronjis তেওঁ ধ্বংস কৰিছিলে because তেওঁৰ family বিষয়ে বেয়াকে লিখিছিলে. He was told he is from he belongs from a family which ties the lace of the kings. Okay, so তেনেকে বুলি লিখিছিলে বুলি উল্লেখ কৰা আছিল Sokorifeti Buronji. so হেতু কোনে তেওঁ কি কইলে গুটে তোমাৰ বহুত খিনি Buronjis জ্বলাই দিয়া হৈছিলে. Okay, then we will also get about the Belimar Buronji. Okay, when you will study about the Moamoria rebellion of our classroom notes, then you are going to get about the Belimar Buronji. Okay, our Belimar Buronji, you will find incident, graphical basically incident about fighting between the army of Captain Wales and the Moamorias. Okay, so you will find detail about that fighting in a Belimar Buronji. Okay, then so ekhini bostu tomaloke, then we have another very famous Buronji, Tungkhungia Buronji. Okay, Tungkhungia Buronji kothao tomaloke likhibo para, you will get it in our classroom notes. Okay, so ekhini bostu tomaloke ullekh koribo para when you are going to write about this answer. Okay, Assamia Buronji literature of Assam. Okay, then we have discussed the landmarks of the freedom struggle in Assam from 1921 to 1947. Okay, so when we are going to teach you about modern Assam, okay, so যেতিয়া আমি মডার্ন আসাম ডিসকাশন কৰিম, so আমাৰ যোন ক্লাছৰুম নোটস আছে, you will get details about the freedom struggle movement that took place in Assam. Okay, and we have basically put this question in our test series also, in test series number A, B and D. You will find this question. Okay, so already আমাৰ যিখিনি যোনে test series লৈছিলে, I think you have benefited by taking this test series. So you will find this question in set number A, B and D. Okay, and also you will find this find answer to this question in our basically classroom notes also. So yet from 1921 to 1947 basically they are asking you the একদম NCM বা okay, from non cooperation movement you have to start. Okay, NCM পিছত তোমাৰ অসমত কেনেকৈ স্বৰাজ্য পাৰ্টি আহিছিলে. Okay, স্বৰাজ্য পাৰ্টি আহিছিলে, ফৰ্ম হৈছিলে. Then you have to mention about the Quit India movement. Okay, civil disobedience movement. Okay, civil disobedience movement in Assam. Then you mention about detail about the Quit India movement. Okay, Quit India movement kotha likhibo pariba 1942. Then you have to mention about the ministry formation. Okay, interim government keneke form hoisile, Sadullah ministry aisile. Okay, and we can also write about the illegal immigration. Okay, so amar Assomor jontu freedom struggle asile, it was quite different from other parts of Assam. Okay, so amar jontu freedom struggle asile, mainly it was related with the protection of our unique culture. cultural identity, okay, with regard to the unique cultural identity. And after the Quit India movement, basically to Sadullah ministry aisile, then we have the Gopinath Bordole ministry, okay, and during the Quit India movement we also have Sadullah ministry, okay, and later on after independence, Mountbatten he is going to bring in the Mountbatten plan, okay, and according to the Indian Independence Act, the map of whole India will be drawn, okay, and with regard to Assam, basically a referendum was held, okay, in a Sylhet province. So basically in the Sylhet province of Assam, a referendum was held je mane কোনে কোনে মানে অসমত থাকাটো বিচাৰিছে, কোনে কোনে মানে দে ওয়ান্ট টু বি পার্ট অফ দা ইস্টার্ন পাকিস্তান, ওকে, সো সেইখিনি বস্তু ইউ ক্যান মেনশন, ওকে, সো ইউ টু মেনশন এনসিএমৰ টাইমত অম্বিকাগিৰি ৰায় চৌধুৰী হি ৰোড মেনি বুক, চেতনা বুলি এখন বুক লিখিছিলে, ওকে, দেন ৰাইট এবাউট ভেৰিয়াছ লিডাৰ্ছ তনৰাম ফুকন, ওকে, এণ্ড ইন 1921 বেসিক্যালি এনসিএম মুভমেন্ট ইট টুক মোমেন্টাম বিকজ অফ দ্য অ্যারাইভেল অফ Mahatma Gandhi also, okay, in his magazine Young India he have written clearly about Assam, okay, lovely Assam বুলি তেওঁ এটা আৰ্টিকেল লিখিছিলে, হি হেভ মেনশন যে মানে আসাম ইজ এ ভেৰি বিউটিফুল ষ্টেট, ওকে, বহুত ধুনীয়া হয়, মহাবাহু ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰৰ কথাও তেওঁ তাত উল্লেখ কৰিছে ইন দেট আৰ্টিকেল, ওকে, দেন উই হেভ টু মেনশন এবাউট দ্য 1926 যোনটো আমাৰ পাণ্ডুত আমাৰ 41st ইণ্ডিয়ান নেশ্যনেল কংগ্ৰেছৰ সেশন হৈছিলে, শ্ৰীনিবাস আয়েংগাৰে য'ত হেৰি কৰিছিলে, প্ৰিচাইডিং কৰিছিলে, চ' সেইটো কথা তোমালোকে মেনশ্যন কৰিব পাৰা, অ'কে, চ' ইন দেট চেম ভেনিউ অনলি ইন পাণ্ডু দেৰ ৱাজ অলছ' এ মিটিং অফ দ্য হিন্দু মহাসভা অলছ' দেট ৱাজ প্ৰিচাইডেড বাই মদন মোহন মালবিয়া, ইউ কেন মেনশ্যন এবাউট দেট অলছ', অ'কে, দেন ইউ কেন অলছ' মেনশ্যন এবাউট দ্য স্বৰাজ্য পাৰ্টি, অ'কে, এণ্ড next you can mention about CDM, civil disobedience movement keneke hoisile, you can talk about the Cunningham circular, okay, Cunningham circular to ki asile, I think most of you know যে আমাৰ students participation was in the Indian freedom struggle was maximum, okay, so hetuke dekhi bole British bhoy khaisile, and to restrict the participation of students he introduced the Cunningham circular, okay, so Cunningham circular introduce koribole ki korisile je basically tomar students খিনিক যাতে মানে they can stop them, okay, তাৰ কাৰণে তেওঁলোকে ষ্টেপ লৈছিলে, so এইখিনি বস্তু মেনশ্যন কৰিলে you will get full marks, okay, so এইটো question I have already told you, we have given you in your test series, and you will also get it from our classroom notes, okay. Then we have illustrate how physiography of a region affects economic activities with reference to physiographic units of Assam, okay, so এইটো you will get it from our classroom notes, okay, you will get it from our classroom notes. Then Assam geography pohiba, you can talk about agroclimatic zones also, and you can also mention about the physical division of Assam, okay, physical division of Assam tat tumaloke paba physical division jot ami basically we have talked about Brahmaputra valley, hills of Karbi Anglong, then the Barak valley, okay, so here is a location gita ase, so how they have been beneficial for us, okay, so because of the Brahmaputra valley, because of the Brahmaputra river amar rice cultivation increase hoise, we have a good number of Agrobase Industries, and Barak valley eke, we have highest cultivation of cash crop, tea cultivation both highest hoise, then in the hill areas of NC Hills and Karbi Anglong you will find rubber cultivation, you will find coffee plantation, okay, so basically hikini kotha tumaloke mention koribo laibo, okay, and another important thing you have to mention is that basically after the partition was done, we were connected to India by a very narrow channel, okay, chicken neck bili koy, chicken neck, okay, Siliguri corridor, and it is basically 32 kilometers long, okay, so you can mention about this also, okay, and it is a kind of disadvantage for us, okay, it is basically stopped us from developing big industries in the state, okay, because we have connectivity issue with the mainland India because of this chicken neck, so you can also mention about this, okay, in this answer. Then we have discussed the salient features of the renewed Swami Vivekananda Assam Youth Empowerment Scheme. So etu bostu tumaloke amar newspaper analysis paba. If you have followed our Assam Tribune newspaper analysis, you can easily answer this question, okay, so you can easily answer this question. So etu question basically it is related to employment generation, okay, it is related to employment generation among the youth of Assam, jot basically 50,000 rupees, okay, per head ke diya hobo, okay, so if you have any projects related to agriculture, rural transportation, so you can basically go and apply to the department of ministry, and you can avail loan, okay, 50,000 per head, and maximum at a group of 2.5 lakhs loge loans diya hoisile. So if you have followed our Assam Tribune analysis, that এই স্কিমটো কথা উল্লেখ কৰা হৈছে ওকে উই হেভ টকড এবাউট দিছ স্কিম সো আৰু এটা কোৱেশ্চন থাকি গৈছিলে কোৱেশ্চন নম্বৰ 15 ওকে access to affordable reliable sustainable and modern energy is a sine qua non to achieve sustainable development goals comment on the progress made in Assam in this regard okay so etu question if you have attended our like classroom jodi tumi attend korisila tato ami newspaper analysis koru on day to day basis so that etu question we have discussed okay regarding sustainable development in Assam okay so eta ki sustainable development related question agor paper gikhonoto ahi goise okay so kind of what is sustainable development is basically meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs of the future generation okay so that is basically sustainable development okay so accordingly ki hoisile the all the countries of the world they gathered in Rio de Janeiro okay Brazil telke good khale and basically they telke ki koile they have pointed out basically 17 if I am not wrong they have basically 17 SDG goals okay so a sustainable jigita goals ase tar bitor ketaman ase for example energy ase okay ketaman goals energy then we have health also health education okay so egida kotha this all of them these trees they form the part of the sustainable development goal okay which are basically they are interconnected to one another okay so the question to tuma kudise je sustainable development goal with regard to Assam ki hoise okay so etia Assam was among the first state who adopted basically the jone promise korisile je we are going to achieve the sustainable development goals okay so they were the first state to discuss about the sustainable development goals and according to the recent basically report that was published by Niti Ayog that ki koise Assam is among the worst performing state okay so what's the top of say we have Kerala Himachal Pradesh they have made huge progress because they have made progress with regard to health and education okay but Assam kisman khetrot pispori ase Assam has been clubbed together with basically UP and Bihar okay one of the lowest performing states according to the Niti Ayog Sustainable Development Index okay so the question to this is with regard to energy sector what are the things that has been done in Assam okay so if you have attended our newspaper analysis class that we do in a class on regular basis generally so that tumaloke paba about the biorefinery okay establishment of a biorefinery in Mongoloids okay biorefinery atat ki koribo decide korise je they are going to produce ethanol from bamboo okay they are going to produce ethanol from bamboo so hekitu kotha tumaloke mention koribo pa okay recently it was also in news যে Assam government they have purchased a very huge stake in a Assam Accord Refinery Mongoloids Refinery Limited okay ta puri tumaloke you can also mention about many things okay mass transit system develop hoy ase okay mass transit system hoine mass transit system you can give example of the metro rail project of Guwahati city okay metro rail project of Guwahati city okay so it is also really something that is related to our environment and it is also related to our energy sector also okay and recently sage tumaloke news ot paisa sage okay the government of India ki boli koisile je we are going to jump from BS4 engine to BS6 okay so accordingly government of Assam ki korise jiman kini government vehicles ase initially teloke tat target korile that they are going to what compulsorily basically transit from BS4 engines to BS6 engines okay so hekini bosta kotha tomaloke mention kori para okay then there also has been initiative with regarding to solar energy generation in mainly in tea gardens areas okay so hekini kotha mention kori para okay then we have another smart meter scheme okay smart meter scheme bili eta launch korisile amar electricity department smart meter scheme okay with the help of I think Asian Bank asle niki okay so there are many examples okay you can quote many examples with regard to this question okay and ekhini bostu we have discussed in our newspaper analysis that we do in our classroom okay then we have critically discussed the constitution and functioning of the Assam State Human Rights Commission okay so you will find it mainly any book, okay, related to Assam Indian polity tate etu question pai jaba. Yat question to dise je can composition to ki, okay, write about the composition, basically chairman jon kun hoy, members ke jon thake, you have to write about that, okay. Then also about the functioning of Assam State Human Rights Commission, okay. So generally telko main function to ki hoy, they generate public awareness with regard to the human rights, okay. Aru telko ki koribo pare, so moto initiative kisman lobo pare, okay. But if somebody have given a petition je enoko human rights violation hoise, so telko case to telko investigation koribo pare, okay. Plus telko aru eta rights ki ase, they basically they can go and visit any jails within the state, okay. They can do sudden visit and go they can see je tat thaka inmates kini human rights protect hoise na nai, okay. So bahut kini functions ase, you will get it from many books, some polity related jiman kini books poiba, you will get about it. Next we have suggest measures to make tourism a key driver of economic growth in Assam, okay. So etu question amar jone test series loisile, I think they will benefit. Etu question we have set it in the set number F, okay. In GS paper 5 set number F we have directly put this question, okay. Etu question ami test series disilo. So you have to talk about the tourism industry in Assam, okay. So what are the factors which is hampering our growth, okay. We have immense scope for the development of river tourism, tea tourism, ecotourism sector basically speaking. So we have enough scope for development of the tourism sector, okay. So we have to talk about the importance of this sector, okay. Then you have to talk about the amount of employment it can generate and steps that has been taken by government of Assam, okay, with regard to the tourism sector, okay. So ekhini kotha jodi lekha, you will get full marks, okay. So next question we have question number 19, that is discuss the genesis and working practice of 6th schedule of the Constitution of India, okay. So amar Assam polity jikhini classroom notes ase, you will get this question, okay. 6th schedule ki hoy, why 6th schedule was created, so you will get about the Bodoland Territorial Council, okay. Now it is BTR, okay. BTR ase tasot tumar Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council, Kak bili koa hoy, then we have the NC Hill Autonomous Council. So all these three they fall under the 6th schedule, okay, of the Constitution of India. And ইয়াৰ কথা মেনশন কৰিব লাগিব কেজন মেম্বাৰ্স থাকে, okay, তেওঁলোকৰ হেডকোৱাৰ্টাৰ কো BTR, basically they have the headquarter, the capital it Kukrajhar. Then we have the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council, okay, so তেওঁলোকৰ headquarter Difut আছে. Then NC Hills we have in Haflong আছে, okay. So এইখিনি কথা তোমালোকে মেনশন কৰিব পাৰা, okay. Talk about the 6th schedule in detail and you will find this answer in our basically classroom notes, okay, related to Assam polity. Then we have discussed the importance of tea industry in the economy of Assam, okay. So this question we have put it in our test series also, and it is also has been talked in one editorial, okay. Assam Tribune editorial with regard to the problems the tea industry of Assam is facing. So hetu tumaluke YouTube if you go back and look into the our newspaper analysis of Assam Tribune, you will find answer to this question, okay. You will easily find answer to this question. So you have to talk about the importance of the tea industry, okay. Tea industry ama code distribution code ase, we will find mainly the tea industry of Assam in the upper Brahmaputra valley, okay. Then you will also find tea cultivation in the Barak valley also, okay. So at one point of time we basically supplied more than 50%, okay, more than 50% of the total tea supply of India, and more than 25% to the world, okay. But recently our tea industry has been plagued by many problems, okay, with regard to the power, our electricity supply to it's on and off nisna, okay. Plus we are also facing stiff competition from countries like Kenya, okay, Kenya, Sri Lanka. Hikini kotha you have to mention about these things, okay. And recently what we see is that the world, the people of the present day India or the entire world basically they're shifting towards a healthy lifestyle, okay. So it is organic tea is in quite high demand, okay, and these countries they have basically taken the lead already, okay. So lahe our tea industry shift hoise towards organic cultivation of tea, okay. So basically fertilizer use no koribo. So we can also mention about Methoni tea estate, okay. It is in just near Kaziranga National Park only. It is taking the lead with regard to the production of organic tea, okay. Methoni tea estate. So all these things you will find it in our newspaper analysis. Okay, so the content about this question you will find it in our newspaper analysis, editorial okay, we have done one video on that, so you will find these things. Okay, so overall if you look at all the questions, these questions are of very high quality. Okay, they have covered each and every part of Assam. Okay, they have talked about racial elements of Assam. Okay, they have talked about various tribes. Okay, you have to write about the Boro tribe when you are going to write about Kalicharan Brahma. Okay, you are going to write about basically Barak Valley when you are going to write about the tea industry. Okay, tourism sector development kotha paba, you are going to write about Vista Dorm our Barak Valley side. Then তুমি হদিয়া কথা লিখিব পাবা হয় না, if you are going to write about Bhupen Hazarika. So they have covered each and every corner of Assam. Okay, it is a very balanced basically question paper, and so that's all for today. Thank you very much.